All right, so this thing's going around the web that Angelina Jolie is in Cambodia and she is feeding her children scorpions and tarantulas and other insects. And here's the thing about this. Now, of course, she played various nefarious characters, including Maleficent, which was this villain, the supervillain that was a protagonist. And I talked about how they had one big scene to explain her descent into villainy, that her wings were cut off, and Angelina and the writer and everybody said that was a metaphor for rape. So they had this Disney film, and they had young children who were watching this Disney film, and they were all subjected to a metaphor for rape. So that's what you're bringing your 3 and 4 and 5 year old kid to this Disney film where the supervillain is the protagonist. Again, putting out a Baphomet-looking satanic protagonist as the hero in this movie. And every kid needs to be exposed to a metaphor for rape because, you gotta train them about these kind of things when they're young. You gotta get to them when they're 3, 4, 5, 6 years old. So she's put this stuff out before. So here's the thing about this. She was basically saying that she's been in these poor countries before. They always portray her as a humanitarian, going to these places where people have economic strife and these types of things. She's promoted war. She's promoted regime change. She's a big time CFR member. And she goes to these places like Libya and then Syria and says, these people are suffering. We have to do something. And she pleads to the UN, these places, to bring in some sort of military force to get rid of the dictator, and then the country falls apart. Just an evil act. And she's playing this thing with her kids like she's adopted all these kids from these poor countries, and she's there and she's eaten bugs before. Now, this is something if she was going to do with her own kids, it would be one thing. You go out camping and, you teach your kids how to eat different types of food, teaching them some survival skills, whatever. But that would be one thing. But if you do it on a film and you're going through this celebrity divorce, you're one of the number one, used to be the number one celebrity couple, and you're somebody who's really famous, and then you put it out on the internet, well, you're showing everybody, let's eat some bugs. Now, someone who's definitely considered a witch of sorts, somebody who's got this negative type of persona, this backstory, and she's out there promoting eating these venomous creatures, not just to her family, but for it's going to go viral. This thing, of course, is going to go viral. And Angelina Jolie is cooking up scorpions and tarantulas, and she's showing her kids how to cook them up and eat them. I think that's not going to go viral. So it's intentional. This is intentional. The other thing is, it's not that easy to catch bugs like this. You just don't walk out in the forest and grab a bunch of scorpions and tarantulas and these types of insects. I mean, it's Cambodia. It's a lush area, I assume. But you have crickets and things that are in abundance around your house, maybe various types of insects. But to collect a smorgasbord of insects that she's eating, she's got all these variety of insects. It's not some easy task. So there was some effort put into collecting this smorgasbord of insects that she could show everybody eating. So there is something here, okay? There's something going on here where they're promoting this type of behavior, because when you see a celebrity do it, they've been pushing this for a long time on Survivor and these various things on YouTube, people eating these types of insects, and she's saying, well, when people are starving. So this is like one of those drastic type of situation when you're in these, you see this with this Naked and Afraid, these Discovery Channel shows and these types of things where people are put in a survival situation and you eat anything that you can because there's just no food available. And then you see this celebrity doing this. So they're promoting these types of things like covered scorpions and things online and these types of things. So this is where they're introducing a new food source into your diet, a new source of protein, because they can easily grow insects. They can easily farm and harvest insects in huge factory buildings and then put them in your chicken McNuggets or whatever. And it's far less that, they don't need the same sort of antibiotics and the same things they have with chickens and certainly cows and all these types of things. And so you're going to see this new form of protein making it into your diet because, again, you're eating processed food anyway. And a lot of the stuff they put in there isn't really, it isn't they put the whole chicken in there, bone and all, they grind everything up. And so this, pink slime stuff. And so you're going to see this stuff entering into McDonald's and things like this. And they're like, look, Angelina Jolie does it, so it's okay. And so they're introducing this idea to people because it's far easier to harvest insects again. They reproduce in a very quick rate, so they don't have to wait a long time for it. They mature into full adulthood, and there's protein involved, so they'll do this. And so I think they've probably done this already, but you'll start reading ingredients pretty soon, and you're going to see some insects popping up on your processed foods. All right, this is Paul Romano reporting from the apocalypse. Everybody have a blessed day.